Hi guys, it's me, the Witch of Boise, and we're here to do another episode of Toasty Tarot Nights, Toasty Tarot Nights. This is a show that I do on an almost weekly basis where I read some cards. I mean, it's all general readings, so see if any of them resonates with you. Have some cocktails and just hang out, have fun. Before I begin, make sure you do like this video, hit subscribe, also comment below. Tell me if any of these readings resonate or if you want to join the conversation as well. These are going to be general readings. If they resonate with you, well, I'm super stoked about it. If they don't resonate with you, well, I'm very sorry. If love comes into a reading, my default is reading to a female about a male. So pronouns are interchangeable. He's can be she, she's can be he's, he, she, whatever is going on in your life. Let's get started. Let's do a cheers. I'm doing my normal, but this one actually has ice in it. Fun fact, I don't drink anything with ice at my house, so it's weird. I guess. I don't know. All right, so let's cheers to positivity, to wintertime, to the changing of the seasons, and to family and friends. Clink. Very good. Yeah, I don't drink a lot of ice at home, like ever. I just went grocery shopping, so my seltzer water was a little warm, so ice had to be put in there. All right, so a lot's been going on in my life. I want to start off before we do these readings and say that I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope that you had a great meal and you spent it with either yourself and just like had a really fun hangout day, or hanging out with your friends and family. And I just hope that you just had a great Thanksgiving and just was exuding gratitude. All right, so we are going to get started with our first reading. So I'm going to change the camera angle and we're going to get right into it. All right, so I'm going to start off with the Witches Tarot deck. This is going to be our main reading, and then I'm going to do clarifiers with the Wild Unknown Tarot. These are actually my first. I have another deck that was my absolute first tarot, but when I got serious with tarot, this was my first deck, and then this was my second. So these are my one of my oldest tarot friends. I started my journey. Okay, those flipped over. Too many. That was 3. Yep. So if you watch my channel, 3s are messages. So if 3s come out, we know that, or at least that's my signal, that that is a true message. If it's more than 3, it is not a message. It's just me being a sloppy shuffler. Oh my gosh, okay. I think death is good. Those other ones were too many. And those flipped. Okay. I think we've got a lot of cards. Tarot had a lot to say, so I'm going to move this. Oh. Yum. Okay. So your first card is the High Priestess. And then we have the Five of Swords. We have Temperance. Four of Swords. We're getting some sword energy. Two of Wands. Let's move this out of the way for right now. We have Eight of Swords. We have the Death card. And then we have the Fool. And then the Magician. Very interesting energy because, again, we are getting three sword cards. So there's definite, like, a mental issue that's going on. So there is something that is going on with your mind with what's happening in this reading. Now we have 5 major arcana. So this is a really interesting reading. Before I dive into it, I do want to do clarifier cards for each one. And then I'm going to kind of do an energy read on those. And then we're just going to dive right into it. Those 2 came out, but I'm actually not looking for flyers. Just kind of want to shuffle. I'm zoning out just a little bit when I'm shuffling. And then I'm going to split this deck. You'll see what I mean. Don't worry, that is just my cat running as fast as she can throughout the house. The thing with tarot, ooh, that's a twofer. You don't have to do anything in order. For me, it's all about fate. Wow. Okay. Here's our twofer, and I say twofer because it kind of split like this. So this top one, and then this one. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Okay, so we have the High Priestess being clarified by the 10 of Swords, or not 10 of Swords, I'm sorry, the 9 of Swords. Then we have 5 of Swords being clarified by the Page of Cups. Then we have Temperance being clarified by the 3 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Then we have the 4 of Swords being clarified by the Hanged Man. 2 of Wands being clarified by the Emperor. We have the 8 of Swords being clarified by the 10 of Swords. So there's the 10 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. Then we have Death being clarified by the Sun. Then we have the Fool being clarified by the 10 of Cups. And then the Magician being clarified by the Nine of Wands. Okay. So right off the bat, we have this energy, this High Priestess energy. This is intuition. So I feel like there is like an intuition that's going on, and this might be triggering any sort of anxiety, depression, things like that. So something is worrying you. And this is, again, like I said, there's a lot of swords in this, but and the clarifiers, there's a couple as well. So, I feel like you are feeling really anxious, really depressed right now. I feel, honestly, with just like all of these other cards, I'm going to be bouncing around. I'm not going to go in order. But just with all of these cards, I feel like that there is you are depressed, you are anxious in the sense that like it feels like you're stuck. It feels like that there is waiting energy. You feel stuck. This is like the Rest card, the Four of Swords, which is just like resting and like taking a break. And then you have the Hanged Man, which is about stopping and looking at things from a different perspective. So there is a lot that's going on, I feel like, with your intuition and this depression, because it's like it feels like you're wanting this energy to happen. And it feels like, again, you're waiting for, I'm getting like you're waiting for the one, you're waiting for this Emperor energy to come. And now, like, and I feel like this might be in a romantic sense, but this can be with anything. Like, this can be like waiting for you to take charge in your life. This could be waiting for an opportunity to grow successfully, but like I feel like you're not putting any sort of effort into it. There's this hangman and stopping energy, and I feel like this depression that's going on, anxiety, is really stopping you from really getting this Emperor energy, and it just feels like you're waiting for it to land in your hand. And I mean, with law of attraction and things like that, yeah, a lot of times it will like come to you, but when you're waiting for it to come, then you're obviously you haven't released it. You haven't let it go. You haven't moved on. So there's definitely this like waiting energy that's going on. And I feel like whatever situation that you are in, you're feeling like you're very trapped. And being clarified with the Ten of Swords, you need to really start to reach out. If you're feeling like this kind of depression, this like icky energy, I mean, I think a lot of people around this time get depressed or just get really kind of down. It's nearing the end of the year, and you're looking back and just being like, I wish I would have done more this year, or I had a goal in mind and I didn't succeed. And it's time to really reach out to your friends and just have fun and focus on your blessings, for sure. Because I feel like your positive and your light energy is ending in that sense. So I'm feeling really kind of negative in this aspect, and that's why I keep going to like anxiety, depression, something that is like that. It's a really nasty energy, and I really want you guys to know that if you're feeling like that, you need to really reach out to your friends, to your family, get help. Really don't do anything that is rash and that is permanent. I'm getting that you might have gotten something with this love that's coming to you, or this emotion that's coming to you. You've gotten a message, and I feel like it's been good, but it's also been like a double-edged sword. And I can't really, I don't know. I'm not really grasping on what that is. If this is resonating with you at all. But there was something that like you won, that you like felt really good about. And this could be like advancing at work, and then it actually like once you've advanced, you're like, wow, this is not good. Something that is kind of like that, where it was a success and like you feel like you won, but you really didn't. And I think that's where a lot of this other anxiety is coming from too. Now, there's a balance that needs to be happening here, a balance and a moderation, and that's with temperance. Now, temperance can also be your guardian angel. It can be a spirit guide. This is being clarified by the Three of Pentacles, which to me tells me it has something to do with work. So I feel like with this Five of Swords, energy of just like winning, but not really. And I feel like it was some sort of message as well that was given to you, whether it was an email, text, phone call. You need to make sure that you're balancing this workout. And it feels like with work, with the three, it's not really balanced. So it does feel like there is a slight imbalance. And I feel like that this Knight of Wands might be one of the causes of it. This could be a coworker. This could be, it could be you even, where it's just like you aren't into the point of trying to balance things out. I think that like with whoever this represents for you with the Knight of Wands, is that this person has a lot of passion and a lot of fire and really wants to get stuff done. It's not like they're goofing off or they're not doing their job. It's just like, I feel like there's too much that's on there, and there needs to be more of a balance and more delegation. The good news though, so that was kind of, there's a lot of just like negative stuff that's going on. But with temperance, just keep in mind that you have your guardians that are with you. When you're feeling this like icky depression, this gross like nastiness, call on your spirit guides, call on your guardian angels, call on to your ancestors, ask for help. If you believe in God, then pray. And the same thing like with Jesus and things like that. It just depends on what your religious background is or spirituality is. But they are there on the other side to help you through this because they are cheering you on. So when you're feeling that, take 10 breaths and then ask your guardians, help me figure out what my issue is. Why am I feeling this anxious? And also letting go of this waiting energy. But I do feel also with with the Two of Wands, this is actually my December card for this year. So things could be turning around and you could be getting this Emperor energy in December. So it's just whatever resonates with you and your situation. But my first thought is waiting for this Emperor energy to come into your life. But it could be that it is coming into your life in December. So be open with it, but release it. Make sure you're not waiting for it. Release it. The rest of this is pretty good. I just feel like you really need to be working on your mental health state. It feels like there is just, it's not very good. So we need to focus on being positive, counting our blessings, and just being grateful for what we have and for our life, because we only live this physical life once in this aspect, in this plane. So you have to enjoy it and you have to love it. I mean, you don't have to love it all the time, but you need to be appreciative of it. I mean, you got to. And I feel like when you're feeling down, you need to just reach out to friends and just really, really get yourself out of really bad funks. Okay, so with the Fool being clarified by the 10 of Cups, this is a very interesting card combination, because if you're feeling like this Emperor's coming in December, it might be. It feels like there is going to be some sort of relationship, something big, very beautiful energy. This is like a happily ever after energy, and it's a new start. So this can be either like a new start with a relationship, with maybe a friendship that hasn't been great or non-existent. This could also be an actual like romantic relationship from someone from the past, but it really is going to be a fresh start. This can also just be like a brand new relationship. And I'm feeling like this is more of a brand new relationship because it is the Fool. The Fool is the start of the major arcana. So I do feel like this beautiful energy is coming, and it's coming pretty soon. I feel like this energy can't come until you have worked on this. So the stagnant energy, I feel like this is coming on to yourself. And I feel like it's just like one of those like destructive cycles where you get into the moment of, I gotta do this, and then you're taken aback and like, I have to find what my goal is. And then you get into your slump, and then you're like, well, I don't even deserve that goal. And then it just goes into that cycle. I totally relate. So I understand this this feeling, and I might not be articulating it well, but this energy is just like, it's the self-sabotaging energy. So it's time to break those. It's almost like a devil energy, because we're kind of getting in that echo, the devil energy that was in November. So it's breaking those chains, and usually when you break addictions, you kind of are a little bit hopeless, and sometimes when you break addictions, you get this beautiful pink light, and you're like, everything's good, and then that's when the chains are like, I really wish I was chained back to it. So it kind of feels like that's what is happening right now. So you really need to be working on your mental health, work on whatever is going on in your work life in that aspect. And this beautiful energy is going to be coming your way. Now, finally, we have the Magician being clarified by the 9 of Wands. So 9 of Wands is like a defensive energy, and this is also like in more traditional depictions is a battered man that has been into war and just can't move on but has to. So it's like your what is the word? Perseverance. So it's that kind of thing where you have to like move on from it. You have to keep on working on it. And that's with this Magician energy, where you have the magic to keep this up. You have the magic to end all of this stuff. You just have to believe in yourself, because you can do it. You can do anything that your mind, like that you set that's set in your mind. I'm sorry, I cannot talk today. But you can do anything that you set your mind to, you know? That's the thing, is you have to believe in yourself, and you have to do that. It's not just something that we tell little kids that, oh yeah, if you believe hard enough, you can be an astronaut. It takes freaking work to be an astronaut. It takes freaking work to be magical, to be connected in that sense. But the thing is you can do it if you want it. But if you want it, you gotta work for it. And I feel like that is the biggest thing that you need to get out of this whole reading, is you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in yourself, that you matter, that you're worth it, that you are a beautiful person, and people like you. And when you are feeling down in the dumps, like you can't do whatever, and you feel trapped, and you feel gross, and you don't know how you can continue, you need to know that you matter, and you are worth it, and you are beautiful, and you are an amazing person. So you just need to have your moment, have your cry fest, maybe punch a couple pillows. Don't hurt anyone. Don't hurt yourself. But just move on. Get yourself out of that. Call some friends and say, hey, let's go bowling. Like, let's get out of my house. Like, something that is like that. So really focus on this magician energy, because you have the power to transform all of this, to turn around and get this beautiful energy, this beautiful new start. It's going to happen. All right, guys, that is it for that reading. This is going to be the only reading I do. Wow, this was intense. So make sure that you do like this video, hit subscribe, also comment below. Tell me if it resonated with you, and we are going to chat. All right. Well, I hope you guys had a really great Thanksgiving. I'm sorry I took a little time off. I just had to. That reading really resonated with me, because it is like that, where you just, sometimes you just got to step back and be like, I need a moment. But usually around the holidays, it is kind of like that, though. On Thanksgiving, it was pretty low key. I got up early. I did 5K. Did not run it. I did walk it, like a brisk walk, and that was really fun. And I'm definitely gonna do it next year. I'm very excited. It's a really fun kind of tradition to do, and by the time I got to the place I was eating my Thanksgiving dinner, it was probably like around 11 in the morning. I was at 11,000 steps. So it was just like, cool. Like, it was just a really good feeling. And then I didn't feel like a complete, like, pig, like eating whatever. So I did that. My Thanksgiving meal, I was just with my parents, and we ended up just barbecuing burgers. I had a couple Boca burgers, and it was actually really nice. It was so low key. It was really, really nice. And just being able to just relax and not have to do all of that. Although I do enjoy having like all of the family over, and like friends and stuff like that. That's fun when they want to be around like each other and stuff. And like growing up, that was like the fun part, which everyone was coming to see each other. But I don't know, as I've gotten older, it's just, I would just rather just sleep in. Just like do nothing. But we're trying to figure out our own like little traditions and stuff. So it was very low key this year, but it was very fun. Yeah, so I think the last Toasty Tarot Nights I was talking about devil energy, and it struck again and again. It was just, I'm glad November's over. It was not a good month. A lot of crap went down in my personal life, and it was just weirdly kind of linked together as well. It was just strange, chained together like the devil. But yeah, it was just a really weird energy. So I'm glad that December is here. I'm glad that energy is starting to like waft off. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. It's just, I've just been hanging out. Last night was my choir concert for Christmas time, so that was fun. It was a little bit of a dumpster fire on myself, not my choir. I have never been so unprepared ever in this choir on pieces, and most of the time I was like it was awful. Didn't know the words, just knew the music. But guys, I've ran out of time. That reading was too much, and my brain today is just scattered. So let's cheers, darlings. Let's cheers to friendship and positivity and having each other's back. Clink. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for all of your support. I love you guys. Make sure that you do like this video, hit subscribe, also comment below, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.